Welcome. Today we are going to go over enrollment verification for the new school year 21-22. To access ParentVUE, you will go to the Salem-Keizer website. From there, you will click on ParentVUE or StudentVUE. If you already have a ParentVUE account and you would like to do your enrollment verification for the new school year, you will click here, I have a ParentVUE account. From there, you will log in using your username and password. Please reach out to your school if you have not activated your ParentVUE account. If you've forgotten your password, you can click here and send yourself an email to remind you of your password. After logging in, you will see your students. If you have multiple students, you should see more than one. From there, you will click in the upper right-hand corner, Online Registration. Please select the packet you would like to begin. You can update information in the current year by choosing 2021, but for today we are doing enrollment verification for the new school year 21-22. So please choose that option. Once you've chosen that option, click Begin New Registration. Once you log in, you will see an introduction, both in English and in Spanish. Please review the material before you begin. You also have the option of changing the language below in Chrome. Once you've reviewed the materials, click Continue. All of your students should show up in your ParentVUE online registration queue. If they are not showing up, please contact your school and we will combine your parent account so you see all of your children. In the student summary, you'll click Save and Continue. And this is where you will be asked to electronically sign. Please note that the name has to match exactly what you have in our system. A good way to see what we have is by reading underneath Salem-Keizer Public Schools. Once your name is entered completely, click Save and Continue. If your address has changed, you will be prompted to check this box, but if you're just reviewing information and it stayed the same, you will click Save and Continue. You can also update your mailing address if needed. All of the information will auto-populate based on what we have in our current system, but if anything needs to be updated, you would then be able to update the information in the fields as shown. If you are active military, you can add your start date and your military service here. This is where you'll note your cell phone, home phone, and work phone information and your email address. If it is a number that you would like us to use for autodialers and other such systems, please check primary and contact. Once you've reviewed your information, you will also be prompted to review the other parent or guardian's information as well. You will not be able to move on until this says complete instead of in progress. You can either click in progress or edit to move forward. If no information has changed, you can just click Save and Continue. You can also add a new parent or guardian at this time if needed. You will then be asked to update emergency contact information. You must have at least 2 emergency contacts to complete the process and review all of them. You can also delete if they are no longer needed on your contact list. Then you will be prompted to edit the next emergency contact. Once you have at least 2 emergency contacts and they're both listed in green as complete, you can move on to the next screen. At this point, you will be updating your students' information one at a time. If one of your students is no longer going to be attending Salem-Keizer, you can also exclude them here. But please note that will not withdraw them for the new school year. You would still need to reach out to your school to let them know. You will then click Edit or click in Progress on the first student you'd like to update. In the first prompt is information about our EDGE program. EDGE is a fully robust online learning program for students in kindergarten through 12th grade that is all online. If you want to learn more about EDGE, you can click on the link here that will take you to the EDGE program information page to learn more. If you do want to choose EDGE, you can choose, yes, I would like my student to participate in online learning through EDGE. Or you can click no, and you must put a date to move on. Some of the information will not be able to be edited. If it is, it will show up in gray that it cannot be edited. Next, you will come to the SKPS housing information questions. This page helps us to determine eligibility and enrollment for possible McKinney-Vento services for students. If your student has a cell number, you can add that at this time. This number here at the top is the student's main contact number. Or if they have no phone numbers, you can also click Student has no phone numbers. Then we will move on to the additional student information questions, such as computer access, field trip, if you do not want us to get help for your student in case of emergency, migrant, photo release, and American Indian Alaskan Native questions. You will then select your student's ethnicity and race. It will automatically populate based on your answers currently in our system. The next questions are regarding your student's medical and dental insurance. If your student has any health conditions that have changed or any that we need to be aware of, you would then choose yes. If your answer is yes, you will be prompted to answer more questions about your student's information on the health condition pupil medical record. If you answer no, you will not see these answers in these questions. Next, we will move on to the immunization page. We've added some resources here if you have questions about the requirements for immunizations. All of your students' immunization records will automatically pop into the system if they have existing dates. If you have any legal information or documentation that you'd like to share with Salem-Keizer, you can click Yes here. Depending on your student's age level, you may receive a letter regarding the human sexuality education, dependent on, again, their grade level. If you would like to opt out of human sexuality education, you can click Opt Out here. There's also more information about this letter in these links. The next questions are regarding your home computer access. You can also select if the parent and guardian have the same relationship in all your students on this screen. And again, review your emergency contacts for this primary student. If you have different emergency contacts for other students, you can change them or change the relationship for that particular student. You can also reorder your emergency contacts. This is not used for our auto dialer. However, it is used if a student is in the office and needs to be called home. You can reorder the contacts based on how you would like the school to call in an emergency situation. Finally, you'll be at the school selection. Based on your student's address, a school will be selected. If your student is on an in-district transfer or intra-district transfer, the school that they are enrolled at for the 21-22 school year will also show up here. And click Save and Continue. If your student needs to ride the bus for the 21-22 school year, please check this box. If you need to know if they're eligible to ride the bus, click Bus Finder here. And for more information, you're welcome to click here to learn more from the Transportation Department website. Now you will see that your student's registration is complete, and you can exclude or edit the next few students. I will quickly go through and review my next student's information and then submit the registration when I am done. For elementary students, you will be asked for elementary emergency closure information. And like I mentioned earlier, you can exclude a student if they are not going to be attending Salem-Keizer in the new school year. All students have to be complete before you can save and continue and submit your registration, or excluded. Finally, you will be asked to review and submit your online registration for the 21-22 school year. Please carefully review all of the information you've entered. If you've noticed that you need to edit something, you can edit it at this time as well. Anything that you've updated will show up in yellow. After you have updated all of your students, you can click I have reviewed all registration data and verified that it is correct, and finally click Submit. From here, you will be asked to confirm your registration and click OK. You can check your status of your registration at this time, but you will receive an email when your registration has been accepted for the new school year.